After a disappointing result 1 week ago, losing to the Allentown Central Catholic Vikings, Easton would head on the road to take on the Whitehall Zephyrs in a matchup of 1-1 teams. It would also mark the return of Coach Matt Seneca's return to Whitehall High School, where he led them to a 5A title a year ago. Easton couldn't do anything with the opening kickoff. They'd begin on the 20-yard line when Joey Martinez would find Jordan Alston for the 27-yard gain on the first play from scrimmage. But this drive would stall out for the Rovers, and that's when their special team woes from a week ago would come back again. This time with a snap over their punter's head, the ball would roll all the way down to the Whitehall 27, where the Zephyrs would take over, and a few plays later, Dalton Wickel would take the ball 22 yards up the sideline for the 7-0 Whitehall lead. After a 3-and-out for the Rovers, it would be Wickel striking again. This time he'd cut back across the field and break a tackle. He'd outrun the Easton defenders to go in from 48 yards out. Wickel would finish with 111 yards on the ground on the evening. Easton, though, did show fight throughout the night. This time on a 4th and 12, Joey Martinez would call his own number, scrambling 13 yards for the Easton first down. No penalty on the play there. As we moved into the second quarter, Easton continues to move the ball. This time it was Cole Ordway finding Jordan Alston for 16 yards. Easton would finish with 221 yards in the air between their two quarterbacks. Late in the first half, Whitehall was looking for more points when the Rovers' Peter Diaz comes up with the sack and prevents Whitehall from scoring anymore. Into the third quarter, senior quarterback Trey Dogmanis for Whitehall would start to heat up. This time he'd find Caden Weaver on the sideline for 25 yards for the Zephyrs. And 4 plays later, Dogmanis would find Braden Bayshore in the corner of the end zone from 14 yards out to give Whitehall a 20-0 lead. Easton, though, would continue to move the ball between the 20-yard line all night. This time it was Dorian Thomas up the middle for 14 yards to give Easton a first down. And then a few plays later, it was quarterback Cole Ordway to Fritchie for 15 yards down to Whitehall's 25-yard line, but Easton's drive would stall there. And a few plays later for Whitehall, Dogmanis would find his younger brother Talon for the 88-yard strike. Completion here, and Talon takes it 50 yards to the house to give Whitehall the 27-0 lead. Easton, though, wouldn't go away as they would continue to fight. This time Martinez would find Fritchie on the sideline for 32 yards. Fritchie would finish with 9 catches, 86 yards for Easton in a fine effort. But unfortunately, Easton unable to find the end zone, and your final, Whitehall 27, Easton 0. Easton will return home next weekend to take on the Stroudsburg Mounties at Cottingham Stadium, and that game will be live on Team One Sports.